Hey everyone, Brendan the Blind Guy here. Now, welcome everyone, and I mean everyone, no matter if you're heroes or ghosts, because it's time to get loose with some real feels as I take the long way around with my pursuit of musical perfection. Because we all know I'm addicted to progress, and after all, that's what love is all about. And what a love it is when I get to bring incredible musicians a little closer to you, like Danny, the good boy from Irish Rockers, the Coronas. How are you, Danny?
I'm good, Brendan. It's great to chat to you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, very well, even though my intro was a bit rushed.
I liked it. I liked it. I loved it. You got a lot of song references in there. And it's funny, I do that in real life as well. We've got 8 albums now, so there's a lot of songs there, and there's always something that happens, and I'm like, oh, that sounds like a Corona's title.
Yeah, and I've also got to say thank you so much for the chat today and not for ghosting me because that really would have left me haunted.
Nice, nice, very good. Anytime, sir, anytime.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys are coming back out in November for the fourth consecutive year, and it's always in November. You guys love it here in November, don't you?
It's the perfect time, Brendan. It's so
It
cold in
really
Ireland
is.
at that time of year. It's wet and it's dark and it's grim. And we have this beautiful little summer vacation to look forward to on the other side of the world in Australia. And the crowds are always amazing. And we always have such a good week. And then by the time we get home, it's pretty much Christmas time at home. So at least we have that to look forward to. It's a great way to break up the winter and get some sun to make all our friends at home jealous.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good thing. Yeah, so I've caught you guys quite a few times, and you've memorized me since 2015, where I first caught you at the Factory Theatre, where I
Mm.
was absolutely amazed at how you brought an arena quality show to such a small like pub venue, where you were like throwing around beach balls for the crowd to play around. Where I bet
Yeah.
you love the crowd playing with your balls.
Very good. Yeah.
Uh,
No, we've had some great shows. You're right, we always adjust the show for different size rooms. But I appreciate you saying that.
yeah,
We love touring and we love playing those shows.
yeah. Well, because yeah, I've experienced you progress from the Factory Theatre, to some bit more bigger theatre shows, and now you're up to playing the Roundhouse at Sydney Uni, which is an awesome venue. So
Cool.
you've teased in the press release that you're bringing some new stuff for this time round. Kind of give
Mm.
us a bit of a teaser of what we can expect this time around.
Yeah, well, I'm actually in Dingle, County Kerry now, which is in the southwest corner of Ireland, where we do a lot of our songwriting, and I've started writing for the next Coronas record, and we probably won't get to record that till early next year. That's the plan. We're sort of spending this year in between all our touring, writing for the next one. But I think by November we'll definitely have a song in the set that will be a new song, which will be from the next album.
Ooh.
But then we're also still promoting Thoughts and Observations, our last record, and we'll play a best of all the early stuff and everything in between, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really really excited about it. It's we've got a lot of albums now, and as I say, we're sort of in between albums, so it'll probably be like a best of, like a festival set. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds really good. So you mentioned your latest album, Thoughts and Observations.
Mm.
So how I was listening to the album. So how would you describe that? Like, because I can hear the evolution in your songwriting and your music. I mean, I think everyone with a pair of ears can. But how would you best describe how you feel you've developed and grown as a songwriter, lyrically and musically, as you've grown as a man? How would
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
It's a good question. I think it's been natural. It's not something that I spend too much time thinking about. And like when we sit down to write for the next record or whatever, I never have thoughts about overarching themes. This album needs to be a bit more like this, or it needs to be a bit more. I always let the songs lead me. And I always sort of, I'm one of those songwriters that sort of definitely considers myself as the vessel. just let the song come through me, and whatever the song should be, that's what it'll be. Don't
Yeah.
get in the way of it, and so we've always let the songs lead us. But I think we've just naturally evolved over time. And I would say our music has a little bit more depth, I would say, lyrically and sonically. It has a little bit more depth than our early stuff, but our early stuff had a charm to it that has sort of that I'm almost envious of as a songwriter now. I look back on the way I used to write and the way we used to put songs and albums together, and we were naive, but there was a charm to our naivety, and
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's just become, I suppose, we've just gotten a little better at it over time, and we know where our strengths are, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. And I noticed, so with the press release, it says you guys are now a trio, but I'm like, hang
Yeah,
on, you guys were a quartet before. So
yeah.
what happened? What happened there?
Well, our guitar player Dave, a couple of years ago now, he stepped back from the band, and it was a tough time for us because we've always been together for a long time, and obviously, and Dave
Yeah,
was part of the family, and we're still really good friends, but he just wasn't enjoying it anymore, and he wanted to do something different with his life, and
yeah,
and in fairness to him, he encouraged us to keep going as a three piece. He knew that we still loved it, and that we still really enjoyed it, and he was very much in favor of us continuing on without him, and we sort of opened up the band then. Instead of taking it on as a three piece, we got a lot of extra musicians in, friends of ours in
yeah,
different bands to help out, and now when we tour we have six musicians on stage, so
yeah,
it's
nice.
gotten, the band has actually gotten bigger as opposed to smaller, but there is just three of us that are
Yeah,
the official members, I suppose, myself, Noxie, and Connor,
yeah.
our drummer, and then, as I say, our live shows, we get a lot more musicians up on stage, and we just have fun.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, speaking of like struggles and hard times and challenges and all of that, so how you guys? Because I've noticed you guys keep progressing and like as I said before, you this is the fourth consecutive year coming out to the other side of the world to play for us, which is incredible. And you guys are slowly getting bigger and bigger all around the world and bigger venues in Australia and pumping out the tunes. You just you're addicted to progress. So
Hey, very
yeah,
good. I
yeah, yeah,
like it. I like it.
yeah.
Yeah, we are.
So
Listen, we still love it. We still love it. We still
yeah,
like we still feel like we have something to say too. The best thing, I think, for us at the moment. I mean, we'd be happy enough if we were just a nostalgia act and people just wanted to hear our first album, but there still seems to be a demand for new music,
yeah.
and that's important to us. And it's funny enough, you're quoting that song of ours, Addicted Progress, but that is what that song's about. It's about us
Oh, nice.
wanting to improve, and wanting to be better songwriters, better bandmates, better friends, better everything, just self-improvement,
Yeah.
yeah, and we
That's
still
why I
have
love
that
the
with the
song.
band as
Yeah,
well. Yeah, cheers,
yeah,
man. Well, thank you so much. It's so nice to catch up. As I say, I'm sorry I can't stay
yeah.
on too long because I've got another interview now in
Well,
in in 2 minutes.
yeah, that's all right. Well, okay, so we'll leave it with my favorite question. So,
Sure.
Danny, what would you say the most hilarious, priceless, what the fuck moment on your music career is? Especially because there's been a few years since we last chatted.
Yeah, well, I mean, even last summer, for example, we played a huge festival in Ireland called Electric Picnic. And on stage, I was trying to be like a rock star and jump up on the barrier. And I tore my quad muscle, my thigh,
Oh,
like snapped it as I was doing it, as I was jumping up. And I was in extreme pain, but the adrenaline of the show and everything, I was like, I think I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. And I woke up the next day and I couldn't walk, and I was like bedbound for a few days. So I think it's just, yeah, us getting older. It's not quite we're not quite the same nimble rock stars that maybe we once were. But yeah, that's just the one that came to mind since I've talked to you last. But I've had plenty of embarrassing moments on stage over the years, and and hopefully there'll be a few more. I don't mind. I always forget lyrics. I make mistakes on stage, but the crowds always appreciate it. If you're honest about it, you go, "I'm sorry, I fucked up." The crowd appreciate it more than if you try and cover
Yeah.
it up, So that'll happen again. You can be sure of that. The guys
Yeah.
spend half the. I'm so clumsy as well. I fall over things and I pull the wire out of the guitar, and the guys in the band slag me for being clumsy and awkward. But yeah, listen, I don't mind it too much, as I say, as long as you're honest about it. The crowd.
You still only look 25 to me, mate. It's all good.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Cheers, cheers. Well, listen,
Well,
it's really nice to chat to you.
I better let you go. Thank you
Thank you, sir.
so much for your time. And so I wish I could chat for longer, but I will catch you in November. Thanks heaps, Danny.
Yes, thank you so much. We'll see you then. Thank you so much. Cheers, Brendan.